Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We're coming up on Valentine's Day, and I really wanted to talk to you all about heartbreak and what that means on your ascension journey. This is really a collective of enlightened beings who have already had their first spiritual awakening, and you're now on that path of, consecutive consistent awakenings throughout the rest of your life, because that's what life is. It's a series of awakenings and new discoveries, even for those who do not wake up in this lifetime. So I wanted to talk about heartbreak because I feel like that is one of the, living in peacetime, which I hope that you are, at least I do where I live in the US. That is one of the biggest conflicts in a person's life nowadays. When you think about book types of conflicts within books and literature, I was an English major, so I think about these things. You have war and you have romance, heartbreak, romantic conflicts. And so that's really what people experience nowadays. Is these really intense moments in their lives. I'm just gonna put my knee up here. And so I think it's so hard if you have been through a heartbreak or you've been going through one recently, and you, if your parents are happily married, they can't relate to you. There's all these people around you who are either happily single or they're happily married or in a relationship, and you often, at least I've felt this way, it's like nobody understands this intense pain, because the body and the mind the mind experience a breakup as a death. It is processed like a death, and it is a death. It is a death of, your life with someone else. It's a version of reality, a timeline that you could have had, and you end up not having it. It's very jarring. It's a huge blow to the ego. And so this is such an intense thing, but I really wanted to talk about it because I think it's so funny. I can feel my spirit team, they're cheering like a cartoon right now. They're like, yay, yay, yay. Because they love heartbreak, because it is an opportunity for spiritual growth and spiritual expansion beyond what we realize. And so really, heartbreak is an opportunity to completely transform yourself. I will say that I remember I was reflecting on my own heartbreaks before this video, and I got my heart broken really badly in my early teens, and I did not know I didn't have the self-confidence. I didn't have any experience having my heart broken before, so I didn't know how to use that experience in a good way, and I really let it eat me up, and I had bad grades. I just felt really negative. I wanted to hide in my own little shell. I remember actually literally going into my closet and sitting in there with pillows and just wanting to feel safe and cocooned, because I felt so vulnerable. And I realized after that, when I had breakups, I still haven't had that many. Usually I'm usually the one who breaks up, but I've learned how to use them now, and I feel like I'm kind of a warrior in love, an expert at heartbreak in a way. So I will just share a little story. I had my heart broken by someone who I actually wasn't in a committed relationship with, but I ended up seeing him out in public with another girl a month after things fizzled out between us. And I had actually spoken to him and just formally closed out the relationship 2 weeks before. But I saw him on a date with a girl in New York, and that was such a blow to my ego. I had felt so much for him, and I really had high hopes that it was going to work out. And I actually ended up leaving the next day. I was subletting my place and leaving for the summer because I had a remote job. And I remember I was leaving on a bus from New York City, and I was looking at the skyline, and I said to myself, I will never be the same after this intense emotional upheaval that I am going through. And I ended up, over the next 6 months, kind of like finding a fitness journey for myself. I ended up losing 20 pounds. I completely retooled the way I ate. I had never really had a lot of awareness around what I was eating before. I never ate like really badly, but there were just certain habits that I had that I didn't realize could be different. And I just was like, wow, I now have awareness about this. And I ended up completely changing my wardrobe. I really found my own self-love through having someone, in a sense, reject me. And it was almost worse because things sort of fizzled out. Even though I think he had really liked me, I think he was probably dating both of us and chose her. And you know, it's almost worse. They say indifference is like worse than hate, because you're like, wow, you really don't care about me. And that indifference really was like, oh, it just like skewered my heart. And I was like, but he had been like very into it. So just feeling like, wow, I need to learn how to love myself and be there for myself, because you do not know what other people are going to do. Other people have their own free will, and they are not tied to you. I mean, especially if you're not married. We weren't even dating, like, officially. And so just understanding that you have got to be number one for you. And I think the transformation, it's just interesting because this situation, it hurt so much at the time. I just felt like I was living in this constant low-grade pain after that happened. But I'm so grateful that it did, because I literally became a different person. My body changed in a way that I was happy about. And that's not to say that weight loss is the only good thing. For some people, weight gain is a really good thing. But just for me at that time, weight loss was what I wanted and what I needed. And I became healthier. I spent a lot of time alone. I actually did some, I think on the summer solstice, I did this beautiful like candlelit, like altar vigil for myself. And I set some like beautiful intentions. I burned letters to the universe with my intentions in a bowl and like really alchemized those intentions with fire. And I guess to bring this back to you all, I think it's easy to tell a personal story because that typically will illustrate something so well. But that really taught me after that I now feel strong enough to withstand another heartbreak. I know what to expect. And I think that spirit loves these because, you know, we're here for Earth School at the end of the day. And these breakups teach you how to love yourself and to, it's like breakups, it's like this false megaphone in your ear. It makes your ego tell you like you are not enough, you are not perfect enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not this, you're not that enough. Excuse me. And when you are able to stop that in its tracks, when you're sitting faced with those feelings, and instead you say, no, I am perfection embodied. I am divinity embodied. I'm abundance embodied. I do not need someone else to validate me. Like that, the spiritual growth that you find is just out of this world. Like I feel like a woman, especially who has had her heart broken and she gets back up on her feet, she is just absolutely unstoppable. And I do think though that if you are a person who have had your heart broken a lot, you do need to eventually find ways to take down walls, because you do build up these like very defensive walls. And if you want to be able to let in love, you have to unlearn that. You need to learn how to let those walls down, just blast through them. I actually once had a healer who did a series of healings on me, and he said that I had a wall around my heart made of some really intense metal. And he was like, it was something crazy. He was like, it's 70 miles long. and it's surrounding your heart. You won't let anyone in. So it's kind of like you have to use the spiritual lessons and find that fortitude and find that, but then find ways again after that to be soft. And so this comes back to the video that I made about how we are constantly transforming and we're constantly changing. So you have to find that strength and fortitude and then be soft and supple. You know, you have to be like sweet and open and receptive like a newborn child. And I'm using sort of language from the Tao Te Ching, which I just made a video about. But you know, the thing with heartbreak, I think the key is not being rigid, not sitting in it, using the feelings and letting them move through you. You know, like the cheesy saying, emotion is something, feeling in motion. It's true. You have to let the feelings move through you, and you have to like take action as the action is inspired from within. And so that action might be like jogging for 30 minutes a day just to get the icky feelings out of you. It might be moving your furniture around. It might be getting rid of half of your wardrobe and like going on a shopping spree, but don't like go into credit card debt. Only do it if you have the money. But just like love what the heartbreak is giving you, because it is actually a gift. It is a huge gift. And if you are experiencing a heartbreak, I really feel that it is spirit telling you that you are ready for another awakening. You are ready. And, you know, sometimes an awakening will come through actually the opposite, a union, like you coming into union with someone else and they trigger this like beautiful awakening within you and it's very peaceful. But sometimes it's an ending, and the ending of the relationship is the beginning for you. And so that's obviously a lot harder. It's really fun to like come into union with someone and like grow with them. That's super heavenly and lovely. And I think that actually will be happening to a lot of people within this collective. But so I guess what I would say is what I pray for you all, especially as we come up on Valentine's Day, is to maybe take some time and reflect on past heartbreaks that you had and what you've learned, and you know, the actions that you took after them. And are there any actions that you still want to take? Is there any like stuck energy that you need to move through? And I actually will say that for myself, I feel like I did not properly know how to use the heartbreak when I was 15 years old as fuel for the new version of me. Not as like a revenge against the guy I was with. I actually really think that he's a lovely person. And we, you know, we're classmates, we stay in touch. It's okay. But, you know, that version of him, like me as that girl and him as that boy, like breaking my heart, that is still very stuck within me. And I actually need to do some work on that. I think I moved through the other heartbreaks very well, but not that one. So, you know, just find the places in your body where love energy is stuck, because I think that romantic love is a very powerful energy, and it's important in our lives here on Earth. It's very much a part of the 3D experience, and we have to alchemize it and use it for the good of our spiritual awakening. All right, I hope this was helpful for you all, and please like and subscribe so that you all can join this community. Right now, I have 2 subscribers. I had another YouTube channel before this, and so now I am starting from scratch because I don't really want to have my name and identity attached to this. I just really want to be unfiltered and just let people organically find this page. So if you are connecting with this community, please stick around, because I would love to have you here and just kind of attract that like-minded lightworker tribe. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.